Monday morning. This is the week of February 8th, and I'm Heather Bloom with your Multifamily 5x5 through Behind the Leasing Desk and BLTD Consulting Services. I've got 5 minutes on the clock, so let's get started and move right on through. Let's move right over to social media. It can be a little bit strange these days, but we have started to respond to comments on apartment ratings and Yelp. We want to make sure that when we jump into doing this, that we do it with the right ideas. Number one, go in there with some empathy. If you're not going to feel for the person, there's really no reason in responding to the comment. Number two, you can't fake it. Number three, make sure that what you're putting out there is something that your office is okay with. Don't go in there under a pseudonym and rip on somebody who posted a bad review, because everybody knows it's just you doing it. I also want to encourage you that when you go in here, number four, apologies is great. Solutions are way better. Make sure that when you go on there and someone has a complaint, that you give them a solution to the problem. Or if they've posted a problem that you've already solved, list the solution as to how you solve the problem for them, so that other people can see that you do care and you do respond to your residents. Let's move on over to resident retention. I'm going to challenge leasing consultants this week. I want to see you write 5 handwritten notes. All right, lame challenge, right? Here's the kicker. What I want you to do is I want you to write those 5 notes to 5 residents that you have personal contact with this week and have a conversation with. In those notes, you have to reference that conversation. Whether they talked about their dog, their grandkid, their work, whatever it was, I want you to reference what they talked about in that handwritten note. The reason for that is that being an active listener is the first step in really forming powerful relationships with people. And this is one great way that you can show your residents that you are actively listening to what they have to say. Let's move over to employee engagement. You know, this is huge for me. I love employee engagement. So this week I'm going to encourage managers to have your teams keep what I like to call a Reasons I Rock journal. All right, kind of hokey, but bear with me on this one. People don't feel good about their jobs because right now there's so much to feel bad about, we often miss the good. So this can be a great tool for both them and you to get them motivated and have them feel more commitment towards their job and more loyalty towards working with you. Here's some other great reasons to make it happen in your office. You'll have a raise in the on-the-job confidence because obviously I just recorded that I did something right. I bet I could jump in, try that new task, and do something right over there too. You have a raise in self-esteem, and those of you who are managing people who are not internally driven know that this is a huge boon for you. If you can teach someone to push themselves, to motivate themselves, to make themselves feel good about themselves, that takes a lot of emotional power off of you and a lot of emotional stress off of your shoulders. Number 3, we've got a raise in the office morale. We don't have people picking and nitpicking at each other because everybody has a book of reasons why they're awesome at their job. And that way nobody has to feel like they're getting shafted or like they need to take somebody else down to make themselves look great. Also, and this is my favorite reason by far as a manager, it makes it so much easier on you to recognize your employees. Sometimes as a manager, we don't see everything that we need to, so we don't really see the little things that we can recognize in people. They got a journal full of them now, folks. You can pull it from them on Fridays, take a look, and find something to recognize every single employee for, which makes your job easier, and it makes your employees stick with you a heck of a lot longer. Over to the mind to manage it, let's talk a little bit about time management. I know we've got so much more to do and so much less time these days, so we've got to find some great ways to get around it. Organization, number 1 priority. I recommend either utilizing the full tools on Outlook, or one of the things we can do is we can also take a look at getting day planners instead of desk calendars, which can look cluttered over time. Day planners you can open and shut so you can hide your clutter a lot easier. Plus you can plan out your day, but then you can also keep notes running alongside your day agenda so you know what happened during the day. If somebody called on Wednesday and you remember on Friday you need to call them back but you didn't write their number down, go flip back to Wednesday and it's right there waiting for you. It's a great source of management. Number 2, I have a great tip that I want to pass along from my good friend Jen Picotti over at Satisfax Research. She's got a great blog on low-cost resident retention ideas. Go check it out. It's wonderful. But Jen's idea, one of Jen's great time management ideas, is the 1-minute rule. She says if she has something that comes across her desk that she can address in 1 minute or less, she takes care of it right then. That way the little tasks don't pile up and start to look overwhelming, and the little things don't slip through the cracks nearly as easily. I got a reading rec to pass along to you before I let you go, and that is Dealing with People You Can't Stand by Brinkman and Kirshner. It'll be great for your office. I also want to remind you about the BTLD deal on the OpSum registration through Multifamily Pro. $25 off your registration with the coupon code BTLD5X5. That does it for us this week, so go ahead and tune in next week. Same BTLD time, same BTLD channel. I'm Heather, and I'll see you then.